Welcome back to the Intern Queen YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe by hitting the button below right here. There it is. Get your weekly Intern Queen videos by subscribing below. So today we're talking about how to relocate for a job. I know a lot of you have recently graduated college, or maybe you graduated a few years back, and it's time to get on the road, to pack your bags up and to go relocate for a job. Well, I can totally relate to what you're going through. I graduated college from UCF, the University of Central Florida in Orlando, and my dream was always to move to Los Angeles, California. And I did just that. And a lot of people will say, well, were you nervous? Were you this, were you that? It was sort of the plan. In a weird way, it was what I always wanted, and I knew it was happening, and it was just the plan. So a few weeks after graduation, I think I hung around home for maybe 3 or 4 weeks, but I picked a date, and my dad and I bought plane tickets, and we flew to Vegas, and then we rented a car and we drove the rest of the way to Los Angeles. So I moved across the country. The logistics were tricky. For example, we didn't know what to do about my car. Do you get a new car? California is not New York. You usually do need a car here. So we didn't know what to do about that. We looked at getting, new cars, used cars, etc. We decided that it was actually more cost effective to ship my old car from Florida out to LA, so we did that. I needed a place to live, so a few weeks before we moved out to LA, I had contacted a few different people on Craigslist, and I had seen, videos and pictures of a bunch of different places of, where I could live, and I picked one. So I had already spoken to my roommate on the phone, and my dad, of course, because he is, a dad, he wanted to talk to her on the phone too. So my dad and I both talked to the girl that I was moving across the country to live with. And again, were we nervous about that? Maybe, sure, but the year before I'd come out to LA and done sort of the same thing where I found a roommate on Craigslist. So I remember my dad was like, whoa, okay, I think we're here now. So we got myself all set up, and I think it's very beneficial to come out with a parent or a family member that can help you kind of get everything together in the new city that you're living in. My dad helped me find some really cheap furniture at garage sales and things, and just kind of set up my room. My dad only stuck around for about a weekend, so he said goodbye. He went back to Florida, and I was really on my own. And I want to reiterate that I did not have a job. So I moved from Florida to California, and I didn't have a job. Now, I made sure that I had at least 2 months savings in my bank account. I think they say that you're supposed to have 6 months of savings in your bank account, but I was a recent college grad. I didn't have any money. So was I taking a risk? Yes, but my plan was to give myself about 6 weeks of job searching time. And I said, you know what? If I can't find a job by then, I'll go and I'll be a waitress somewhere, okay? So I've talked about this in my videos before, but I really believe that when you move to a new city and when you relocate to get a job, your job is to get a job. So if you didn't move to a city because you already had a job, then it's time to get down to business. So I would wake up every morning at 7 a.m. I would get dressed as if I was going to work, and I would go to what was then called Roman's. It was a little cafe in West Hollywood with Wi-Fi and food all day. That was all I needed. Lots of food, lots of coffee, and free Wi-Fi. Roman's does not exist anymore, sadly. So I would go to Roman's every day, and I would get there at like 8 or 9 in the morning, and I would sit there until 4 p.m. because my job was to get a job, and I knew that I wasn't going to be fully relaxed and settled into the Los Angeles area until I got that job. So when you're looking for that job, it's important to, of course, hit all the major career sites. So you're gonna go on Monster, you're gonna go on Careerbuilder. For me in LA, I spent a lot of time on entertainmentcareers.net. We all go to sites like Indeed because they aggregate all of the different job listing sites. But I wanted to go out of the box. I wanted to go above and beyond. I was spending hours and hours every day on my job search. So it was really important that I went out to any contact, any professional contact that I knew from from internships, through family, through friends, whatever it might be, and I got coffee with them and I talked to them about what they were doing and I asked them for advice. It's so important to put yourself out there and ask for advice. You guys just graduated college and people are willing to chat with you and to tell you how they got from where they were to where they are today. So after a few weeks of that, you guys, I lined up 2 interviews, both at the same talent agency, and I landed not the first one, I did not land that one, but the second interview I landed that job. So I moved across the country, I relocated for that job from Florida to Los Angeles, and I landed a job quickly because I was serious and passionate about that job search. One of my closest friends in California, we actually met at my internship. Hey, Shannon. She loves telling the story about how in that first apartment of mine, I had this cork board. It was like half cork board, half whiteboard. And I had a goal and it said, work at talent agency. And that was my goal. And a couple weeks later, I worked at the talent agency. So I was able to make a big check with my dry erase marker and kind of get settled in. And you know, once you have that job, it's like a huge weight is lifted off of your shoulders. So you can concentrate on making friends and just having fun in your new city. So for all of you that are planning on relocating for a job, first of all, if you want to do it, go do it. If you don't feel like you have to do it, if you don't feel like you're so passionate about it and so serious, then you might want to consider staying where you are. There's plenty of great opportunities in every city. But if you have that gut feeling like I did and you just know LA, New York, Chicago, Nebraska, whatever it is, you know, if you know that that one city or state is in the cards for you, then take a deep breath and make the leap. I encourage you to save your money ahead of time, create that budget, do your research, know how much you're gonna need, and really be focused. Have your eye on the ball. And if you are anything like me, the ball is a job. So you need to get that job. So good luck, everybody. And can't wait to hear what cities you end up in.